You want to put your headphones on and bring us in?
Bring us home.
I'll be walking on eggshells. So that's the thing. Sometimes a podcast can bring you together, and sometimes it can tear you apart.
Yeah.
Friendships have been lost over podcasts. So
I
should
don't
we
think-
just stop?
I guess. Being friends, you mean, right? Not the podcast.
Podcast full time. Friendship 0 time. Because for one, it's like you talk to somebody that you like talking to, but then it's like save it for the podcast, and then you just.
You said that to me today, and I
you-
was like a little annoyed. I'm like, I was in the middle of a story.
I know, but I was like, we have nothing. Like
we have nothing else to talk
We have
about.
nothing on the
But
docket
sometimes
today.
isn't a blank page the best kind of page?
Let's see. Let's find out.
Like, what if we just stared at this
Maybe I was also just trying
and
to justify.
open the dirty window and let the sun illuminate the words we can't find? Like, reach for something in the distance.
I can tell you what, if the sun came out right now, I'd be fucking shook.
It's like so close we can almost taste it. Let's just try and release our inhibitions.
Okay.
Do you not know what I'm referencing still? That's crazy.
Uh,
I said every lyric to Unwritten by Natasha Bedingfield.
oh, I don't know that song.
You're so not white.
Yeah, can
That's crazy.
can-
Sorry. Freaking out. My God.
I think,
It wasn't even, it sounds fine.
what's the nice way to say that you're talking into the back of the microphone?
Oh. My bad. That does sound a lot better. No, I didn't like.
Tell me how to
I
lead,
didn't-
tell me how to lead you. You know what I mean?
You
with
just be
with
like,
a fucking iron fist or with a
no, that
with
was. I thought you were gonna be like, oh, you're talking into the top. Blah, blah, blah.
I literally was like, you're talking. I'm watching you talk right into. I'm looking
No,
at the front
you were
of the
right.
mic.
You're right. I was wrong.
I know I was right, but I'm wondering how. But right or wrong, whether I'm right or wrong, how do I convey to you?
You can't. My parents have had this problem since before I could remember. This is an issue with me. I take criticism like insanely hard. My parents, they used to
That's so crazy.
if I was holding
'Cause you sure
from
didn't-
before I
you
can
sure didn't
remember.
know how to give it.
I know, right? That's the weird thing.
It's
eh?
so weird. It is so weird. That,
But isn't
like,
that like the worst personality is someone who can like dish it but not take it?
it sucks.
That's me to a T.
Because I'm just thinking about how you had one critique on my joke from my Smash set tonight, which I'm open to the critique. But the fact that I wasn't like shoving your critique down my throat and being like, "This is the best critique ever," you were like, no, but I'm 100% right. Well, I'm like, I think like I definitely heard people laughing loud, so I don't know if you're 100% right. I'll try it that way. And then you're like,
I know. I just felt I was really right.
yeah, but you can be right. But I'm saying like you can also just be like, you're giving me critique on a joke.
Oh yeah,
Right?
but
Imagine
yeah,
if I gave you critique on a joke, I'm like,
yeah,
you don't. I'm not like you have to tell it this way,
No,
or you're
yeah.
a fucking idiot.
yeah. But I am that way with
You are that way. And then the one time I gave you a critique, I didn't even give a critique. I was just like, I just don't know what was funny about that one.
Yeah,
yet.
but that's so much
and
meaner.
you didn't even tell me that. But you didn't even tell me the joke. All you did was say the premise. And I'm like,
And
yeah,
you're
I just
I
don't
don't
know.
get what's funny.
And then you told me, and I was like, that is funny. So like you kind of jumped the gun on.
No, but also whatever. But my thing was from before I can remember, my parents said, like, it's so in me though. Isn't that funny that it is nature, not nurture, that I am this way? Because my parents said, even when I was little, if they were like, Hannah, like as gentle as possible, like if I was touching something I shouldn't, like before I even knew right from wrong. So I wasn't like trying to be naughty or anything. I'd be like, what is funny now?
I'm
What,
loving-
was my dad's dick? Like what are you going to say now?
I'm picturing the story.
Oh, okay.
I'm letting you get. I'm just picturing young Hannah about to take like the smallest little bit of criticism. Like, go on with the story. Like I had.
I
this
thought
picture
you
in
were
my
gonna
head.
like make it dirty and
No, I was like,
okay.
no, I'm imagine. Okay, just what was like a critique like this, and then I'm gonna react how I pictured young Hannah reacting.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
okay. So, what you'll know what it is when I say it.
Okay, go.
Anyway, so before I can remember, I don't know right from wrong. If I was like touching something I shouldn't, so
And
like
how they come to
it
you.
was like could be like a china plate or something like that that I got my hands on, and they'd be like, Hannah, oh, oopsies, like let's put that down, and I would.
I'm such a fucking idiot. Oh my god, you guys. Oh, is
No,
that?
I couldn't even talk yet.
Okay.
I don't. This was before I could remember.
I'm picturing like 3-year-old Hannah. Like they're like, you go to serve plates and you put one down a little too.
3-year-old Hannah is serving.
They're like, Hannah, you set the
Is
table.
this
You can help set the table. And then
the
you put
Industrial
you put
Revolution.
They're like, Hannah, put it down gently. And you're like, I can't do anything. I'm so, like,
Yeah, sure. That was me when I was older. But I'm saying
So you can understand why I was laughing in my head,
Okay.
picturing a mini Hannah having
that is
I just
cute.
won't fucking do it then. I just won't fucking do it because I can't do anything right.
Yeah, that is me.
Okay, but how did a baby Hannah react?
Okay, so they'd be like, Hannah, don't touch that. And I would literally just take whatever I had in my hands, throw it on the ground, and burst into tears because they were correcting me. But so they had to be very careful because, like, no matter what it was, where they're like, Hannah, oopsies, like as gentle as possible. But my mom said she would have to be, if it was like a breakable thing, she would have to like be like grabbing it as she's like correcting me because I'd be trying to like throw it while crying.
That's so funny.
But
It really is in you.
It's nature that I'm like, I take criticism so hard to the point where I don't have these memories. And my mom's like, yeah, you were always like this. And it just like got worse. Cheers.
It just got worse. And yeah, that's a tough one for an art like stand-up comedy.
Oh my God, it's brutal.
Like it's like not it's not that people are constantly like telling you how to do things, but you're being critiqued by the audience by how they react to your jokes like that. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's how they receive it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, which is tough for me to like try new material and stuff like that. Like even like before I did my first set, I was like almost.
Is there anyone that can give you criticism that you'll just like listen to open-heartedly and like be like, okay, I'll listen to what they have to say?
No.
No, I don't think so. I know what I mean.
No. No, I really hate it. But it's not like that I'm not. This is the thing. It's not that I'm not taking it. It's that I'm like, I want to smash I'm like, fine, I'll smash the joke on the ground and burst into tears. Like that's what it is when people are giving me criticism. And it's the same for anything and everything. Where you're like, this is a criticism I have. I go, well, then I'll just fucking quit. Then I'll just fucking kill myself. Will that make you happy? And they're like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
That's me.
I told you just shorten that joke up by one line. You're like, I'll just kill myself and quit comedy.
That's literally how I feel.
Yeah.
I'm like, fine. I don't know why. That's like victim mentality type shit as well. But I don't know.
Hi, I'm the victim. It's me. Make a remix of that. Hannah's fucking victim remix.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I feel
and
like
that was a hard one too.
everybody is being mean to me and pointing fingers and telling me I'm doing things wrong.
Yeah, not being mean to me, but like, yeah, I guess being mean but not like being mean. I'll be like, it's just like, I feel like everyone is maybe mad at me or being mean or something. Like, I feel like I
just feel like everybody hates me.
Yeah, kind of. Like, it's so insane. But like, my mom's like, yeah, you were always like this. Growing up, I'd always be like, or I'd be like, stop yelling at me and crying. And she'd be like, we're not yelling at you. We're just like correcting you or criticizing, or not criticizing, but correcting. Mm-hmm. And I would be like throwing myself out the window. And she's like, you can't like, apparently this is like an ADD thing, but you can't like read people's emotions correctly. It's not like an autistic thing. Like, it's like, I still know that you're having a negative emotion to me, but I've blown it up to be 1,000 times what you're giving me. It's very like what do you call that? Catastrophic. That's like an ADD trait, is like you're catastrophizing.
Yeah. When I went to see a psychiatrist once, this is before
the one
comedy.
time you went, and you're like, I got the gist of it. Very funny joke.
Thank you. But the one visit, he told me I catastrophize.
Yeah,
that's one of my main ones. Like in that cognitive behavior therapy, that was one of the ones that like when he's like fill out like this is what you think is in a week. He's like, whenever you have thoughts about like
how do I solve it?
Happening,
please tell me how do we solve it?
Write down what the thought was, or what happened, what like you like the crazy like outcome that you came to your in head, and then write what's more than likely is probably like more likely going to happen. And it's like, yeah, settle down, buddy. So yeah,
settle down, little doggy.
Settle down, little doggy. It ain't so bad that.
So you only went to therapy once?
Twice. So once was like the opening checkup. Twice was coming back and being like, doctor, you fixed me.
No, what's the checkup? The second was the victory lap.
Yeah.
You just talked about how great you're doing.
I'm like, I don't want to kill myself anymore.
Wow.
We did it together.
Did you go to therapy because you wanted to kill yourself?
I was having thoughts,
Thoughts. How were you gonna do it?
The thought I had was like crashing into a tree or something. But then I was like,
shit!
because I was
guys
driving.
are always so like the way guys kill
wouldn't do
themselves
it.
is so much more intense. Like women are always like, oh, poison, I'll hang myself, and guys are like, I'm gonna crash an airplane full of people into a mountain.
Yeah,
that's like a real story.
That's crazy.
It's like,
that's
remember
why
when
I
that
wouldn't do it.
happened
But
when the
that's why I
pilot killed himself?
No.
He crashed his plane into a mountain. It was full of people, and they like figured it out after, and like right
Case
up
of the
until
Mondays?
right up until he crashed it, like his pulse didn't go up, his like fucking voice was still the exact same. Like he was just like, yeah, I'm just gonna fucking, he's like, okay, bye. And all the people died. Guys are so inconsiderate with their suicides.
That's why I wouldn't do. Okay, so there's two reasons I want to kill myself at that time. Now I wouldn't. I don't even think about it. Haven't even thought about it. But before comedy, and before that therapeutic session, I wouldn't do it for one because I didn't want to be an inconvenience. For one, I was like, oh, I might hit somebody else. I might just destroy the car, and then have higher insurance, or it would be my work truck, which would be like, you know what I mean? Then I'm being a dick to my boss.
Yeah, well, that's nice.
So I thought about all that. So that's one reason I wouldn't. And the other reason I wouldn't, and maybe we'll cut this out because maybe it's too heavy, but like, is because my mom's brother killed himself, and I'm like, I'm not gonna put her through that twice. She doesn't. You know what I mean? Can't have her going through two suicides of people that she loves and cares about.
That you're extremely considerate, because it is funny, because I know some people are like, I've heard one of my friends said this. She's like, oh, so because she already suffered, like, one of her close friends, I think, killed themselves, and then she was kind of like, well, no one would, almost like no one else in my life would kill themselves because they saw how hard like so-and-so's death affected me. But I'm like, I don't really think it's about you. Like if someone else kills themselves, that's because like they're going through some stuff. They're not like, oh, I'm really going to make her suffer by having two of her close friends. I'm like, yeah, it's not really, not everything's about you.
No, you're right. You're right. And that is funny. But I do think, you know how like they say everything happens for a reason. And sometimes it's like when something horrible, like somebody killing themselves happens, very sad and like very tragic. But the only bright side is sometimes it could influence other people around them to not kill themselves. Like, for instance, that definitely stopped me. That stopped that girl. I'm just saying, like...
No, it didn't. No, you're not understanding.
I thought you were saying she didn't...
No.
Okay, re-say it.
She's saying that one of her friends killed themselves, and then like someone else was like going through a hard time or something, and she's like, well, I know they wouldn't kill themselves because they saw how poorly her friend's death affected her. And I was like, it's not really about you. Like if your other friend does or doesn't kill themselves, that's kind of like what they're going through.
Right. Yeah, that's crazy. That's actually wild.
Yeah, it's
But anyways, when I went to the therapy, the first checkup, like you have to fill out like, have you had suicidal thoughts and stuff, right?
Yeah.
And he told me, he's like, straight up, he's like, I'm supposed to refer you to a hospital if you put that in there. But he's like, but I know you're not really about that life, you fucking pussy. You'd never even do it. You know?
He's like, do it right now then.
Do it right now. He
just hands you a blade. He's like, do it right now then.
I'm like, buddy, I'm a pussy. I'm not going to do it.
He's like, I knew it. And then he just goes, session over. And walks out.
Well, okay, so I worked with a guy last year, and he was a very funny guy. And one day he's like, I think suicide's the bravest thing you can do.
Ugh, no, it's not.
I think it's so brave.
It's fucking weak.
It's weak.
Fixing your life is the bravest thing you can do.
Well, I'm glad I hung in there. I am glad I hung in there. Yeah. I don't think I ever would have done it, but I was definitely at a point where I'm like, life's going to be so long and I'm not going to enjoy it. And then I found my calling in life, and does it make life better. And if I take a long road to get there, who gives a fuck? Because you know what? I found something that I love doing, and I'm so blessed to have it. Thank you, comedy.
Amen.
I'm out. Just knock it.
And then you just kill yourself.
I drink the drink, break the glass, split my wrist. What a closing speech to life that would be.
Yeah.
Like he just talked about how he loves life so much and wouldn't kill himself ever, and then kills himself.
So you know what's funny though is
for the bit, because I'm committed to comedy.
Yeah. I was reading. I really want to try and find this book. It was a book on like the history of happiness, which is like such a concept, right? Because we just think of it as like an emotion, but at one point, like at all of our emotions at a certain point had to be like labeled, right? Like there was a time when happiness didn't have a label to it. Like no one knew what happy was. Like we've just made it into a thing, right? And so they said back in like Greek and Roman times, happiness, like the pursuit of happiness, was not the be all end all like it is now. It was actually, it was almost like
These hoes.
yeah. That's
It was
like,
actually the pursuit of these hoes,
yeah, it was. That's why Zeus was fucking getting busy,
right? They're like, hey,
Yeah.
gotta make gods. Out
And then
here.
they're like, no, you should be happy. And Zeus was like, you guys are fucking pussies.
Yeah.
You see how many girls I fucked?
I transform into different beasts.
Yeah,
And different.
just to rape women.
Would he become beasts or would he become?
Beasts. Here we go again.
Okay, would he become animals or would he become?
Would he become a wild animal?
Would he become a wild animal or would he become? Would he become a wild animal in the sack or would he just become a man? I think he definitely became a man a couple times.
Yeah. Man whore. Was he a man whore or was he a wild animal in the sack?
Was he a wild
Now
animal?
we're asking the real questions.
Zeus.
Okay, so but my thing was their thing was like a life like well lived almost, or like just like going out as like a champion was like the best thing. So there was this one story about these like two twins
That's
that
what
like
I'm on
had
right
just
now.
like won a battle and they like came back and then they were young but they like died almost like peacefully. They came back, the whole city was like celebrating them. They're like, fuck yeah, these guys. And they died. And this was like
They won the battle and then they died when they got home.
they got back to town. Everyone's like, yeah. And then they died peacefully. And the mom was like, basically, I couldn't be happier. She was like, yes, because it was like they were on top.
They died a hero.
And they died. Like, they're like, there's nothing else they could do. They just, so that it was kind of like now we're like happy. Oh, everyone has to be happy, this and that. And there it was almost like satisfaction and like, yeah, being like a champion was like the thing that you want. Like the mom was like, I couldn't ask for a better ending for my boys kind of thing.
That's so crazy. That's actually hitting me so hard in the head right now because I'm like, I really do. This is going to sound like egotistical or whatever, but like, I do think to myself, I'm like, I could just be happy or I could be a champion.
Yo, for sure. For sure.
I'm like,
that's
do I want to put the work? Like, cause the
Yep.
work to be a champion
Yep.
is not a happy road.
Nope.
And it's a long road and it's a hard road.
It's insane. So Kyle Lucy pulled me aside at the beginning of comedy and basically was like, you don't get to enjoy the fruits of your labor, which is crazy. That's like a artist concept that it's like for you to get the fruits, you don't get to enjoy them. You have to be working to get those fruits. Yeah, and if you're constantly eating your fruits along the way, you're not gonna fucking produce shit.
Ain't that the truth?
Isn't that crazy? I always think that too when I'm going a little too hard, when I'm indulging so hard and like partying, because like it's like, oh, I'm on top, I'm being funny, I did a great set, now I'm gonna party in this, and then you're shit after that. And I always go, you don't get to enjoy the fruits of your labor.
I mean, I love the concept, but I don't think I actually think living life and enjoying things is part of getting new material and like depending on like
yes
I got
no.
a good joke out of a party I haven't been to
I
a club
agree,
in
you
months.
should- no,
I went to
I'm
a club,
agreeing.
got a
Okay,
joke out
sure.
of it.
I agree with that,
Okay.
but like there's a certain point, like for myself,
You can overindulge.
disagree. Yeah, exactly. I think when I'm doing that stuff, I'm overindulging.
Fair enough.
And like even every little thing, like
'Cause I do
there's so
think
many
there's-
things where I'm like, I should have gotten a better night's sleep, then I would be better rested, I'd be more on my game, I'd have a better set, I'd be writing this and that, like for kind of for a lot, like drinking, drugs, partying, even just like late nights,
for sure,
watching TV, like it's all like you don't get to enjoy the fruits of your labor.
100%. I love the concept,
but I'm not saying don't be a human.
Yeah, because I do think there's other people that sink themselves 100% into it, and then they can only connect with other comedians, and then they forget all about Joe Public, and then it's like all their stories are like inside comedy jokes, because that's all they think about and all they do. And then when they actually go do a show for an audience, everyone's like, "Oh, I don't get why any of this is funny."
Mm-hmm.
So I think you do have to live in the real world too. You can't just be 100% in the. Because, anyways, the more comedy you do, the more comedy you do, the better you're going to be at it.
Yeah.
Do lots of sets, have lots of fun, and enjoy the road. It's going to take you long, anyways.
Absolutely. You know what I was thinking? We should talk about.
I saw you writing some things down.
Oh no, that was just other stuff.
Well, that sucks. You tell me you just wrote down 3 points during this thing, and none of them were not going to talk about any of these things.
It was stuff we were currently talking about that I was just like, I want to remember that for later.
Great.
No, I
The only reason I didn't call out you writing shit down is because I'm like, she's probably making notes for later. Oh, you're gonna write something down now? Sick.
Hey, we should talk about a hotel story every week. I just have that written down here.
Hotel James.
That's his stories, but in my insane chicken scratch.
That's crazy. I really saw JAMES.
ST that's not crossed. O that's not connected.
BOY.
R that's looks like an N. I that looks like part of the N. E that looks like an I. S. Stories.
R that looks like an N.
Don't they all?
Heyo.
I guess.
I'll let you do the math in your head. Whatever that might mean. Anyways, hotel. Why do you want to have hotel stories every week? Do you have
because I always have like crazy guests that I need to just like vent about.
Oh, okay, sick.
Like that kind of stuff.
You have a new.
I'm trying to think about the craziest guest. Oh well, today we. What were the good ones today? Maybe you just talk for 2 seconds.
Okay, I got one hotel story. First hotel story that comes to mind.
Let's hear. You trashed a hotel once?
Cops showed up, but it was because we were having a party. Okay, so there was this hotel that was in.
How many black people were involved in this story?
It was a good mixed bag of every of every
race.
There was Spanish, there was brown, there was white, there was black, there was Filipinos, of course.
What a fun time!
Yeah, we were an eclectic bunch. So we went to this club, and then we went to this. Somebody had a hotel after party, and it was a hotel. One of those hotels where like they're on the first floor and like their room like exits right into the parking lot, like one of those ones. Mm-hmm. Like more like a motel. And I go to the bathroom and there's a bunch of people in there that have like there's like a plate of shrooms, and I'm like, can I have some? They're like, yeah. So I grab a handful. And they're like, you don't need that much. And I was like, I don't gotta work tomorrow, and I just had like a bunch of shrooms.
You puked?
No. Oh. And then so about like I'm having fun, good time. But half an hour later, like right as they start kicking in, the cops show up. And I'm fucking. They're telling everyone get the fuck out. And they
it was just of a hotel room.
Huh?
It was a hotel room.
Like a motel room, first floor.
The cops showed up.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
I guess there was too many people there. There was a lot of people there because they got us all to come out and they all got us all to like sit against the wall, and like they came through like us all like and checked us all out, and I was like so freaking out because I'm like, if I have to go to jail tonight on mushrooms, what a shit time that's gonna be. Mm-hmm. Anyways, they I didn't get taken away, luckily, but I went back home to with two of my buddies, and we're playing a video game. One guy falls asleep. It's his video game. The game starts freezing. We take the game out. I look at it. It's like scratched all over. He wakes up. He's like, what the fuck did you do to my video game? Why is it all scratched up? And then I'm like on shrooms. I'm like, yo, I didn't do this. I didn't do it. Like, it was just, anyways, it's just scary moments on shrooms. I guess that's not a hotel story. Take it away, Hannah. Or do you have any thoughts on that?
I used to work at Blockbuster, and we by our end days, we had a resurfacing thing for scratch DVDs.
Oh my god, that's great because
isn't that crazy? I loved it. It was a whole process because it was basically like sanding it down, but there was like water in it, and I would like shine it up after. Like I was really good. It was my favorite thing. It would take forever, but people would bring them in. You could like pay for the service, and it was my favorite thing to do was buffing up DVDs.
That's very interesting because me and my buddy that we used to rent a video game from Blockbuster. We'd go home, play it for a little bit. If we didn't like it that much, we would scratch the shit out of it, bring it back, say this game's scratched, it doesn't work, get a different one. Yeah, like, I don't know why it was Blockbuster tight on like exchanging. Maybe They must have been, because why would we be doing
we
that?
were, but like obviously, if you said it was scratched, that was a loophole, and
That was the
everyone,
loophole, yeah.
and everyone did it.
Everyone did it.
It
So
was
that's why you
so
got
annoying.
the thing. Yeah, because then that's funny if you had the machine, then it's like, don't worry, I'll fix it for you right now. And they're like, fuck.
No, that is what. So by the end, we'd be like,
We actually have another
just had-
copy.
exactly. We'd be like, we have another copy, and then
I know.
everyone's like, well, I actually didn't like it, and I go, well, then you can't exchange it. I was like such a hard ass on that.
Wow.
I hate
Blockbuster Nazi, eh?
because just the general public, like I'm like, if you're nice to me, I'll be nice to you.
What if it was two little 11-year-old boys that came in?
I don't know.
Because that's what it was, me and my buddy.
I don't know, but like, here's the thing, like, if you just like ask nicely, I probably would have done it, but everyone was just like a dick about everything, and they were always trying to like get something and be sneaky and stuff.
For sure.
So it's just like, fuck you. Like, I don't want to help you. You're being an asshole. One time a lady came in and she just goes, B movie by Jerry Seinfeld had just come out.
Right.
She runs in, she goes, where's B movie? And I'm like, under the bees. Like, what a funny, like.
That's funny.
I go, under the bees. And then she just stares at me. And then I had to go walk over to the bee section. She didn't even try and get it. She just goes, where's bee moo under the bees? And then she goes, and I had to walk over, get it, and bring it back and check her out. Like, what? Like, do you, like.
Maybe she didn't want to get stung.
To this day, I wish I had just stared back at her.
Section.
And I wish I had just stared back at her. Why do I give such a shit? I don't know.
Charges of the game.
Charges of the game. We won't say any of that. Cut.
You know what? That story stinks. And you know what else stinks? Mold. But you can get it out of your house if you go to moldsolutionscanada.com and tell them Jam Easy sent you. Feel free to plug any of your friends' small businesses too.
Do you want a fucking facial? Go see Jenny at the facial place.
I thought you were going to say see Jam Easy. He's busting big loads on faces.
Facial?
He's busting big loads on faces. I heard comments good for your skin. Am I right? Ladies. Or is that an old husband's tale?
Definitely.
Yeah. We get all the good stuff. Oh, yeah. If you swallow cum, it's good for you. If you fuck, it's good for you. You know what I mean? If you have sex when you're sick, it probably makes you feel better. Like, if you Google it, everything has a good reason.
Everything, the solution is always getting covered in cum.
Right, yeah. What do you got? Acne?
Yeah.
Put some cum on it.
Yeah.
What do you got?
I've heard headaches, period cramps. They're like, you should exercise and get fucked. I'm like, you should get fucked.
You got diarrhea? Get fucked in the ass.
Oh no. Oh no. There's no way you guys were saying that.
No. That's disgusting. Makes me want to puke.
But if you are puking, try some cum.
Try some cum. And that one does work. I've seen it work firsthand.
Really? Are you
And
sure it
first
wasn't the other way around? If you're not puking, try some cum. You might start. You want to puke? Suck a dick.
Suck a dick. Suck a my dick. It'll make you puke, girl.
Is that a lyric?
Do you want a lyric?
Yeah.
Oh no, that has the N-word in it. Shit. My first, it was suck a blank dick. And I'll let you fill in the blanks if you want to at home.
Shooting blanks from your dick.
I think I am.
Why do you think that?
I just feel like...
Because you're like, I've busted so many loads in a girl and she ain't pregnant. How many loads have you busted inside a girl?
How many loads have I busted inside of a girl, or how many girls have I busted loads inside of?
That's a good one.
That's the age-old question.
How many morning after pills have you bought?
How many morning after pills have I bought?
Ooh. How many girls have you, because maybe, like, how many girls have you bought the morning after pill for?
I think 4.
Really?
I think 4.
Okay, not
Maybe
bad.
5. Yeah, but 4 for sure. 1 in high school, and then a bit of a gap.
How many guys have bought me the morning after pill?
Have you ever had to pay for a morning after pill yourself?
Yeah.
Because the first girl high school girlfriend, I didn't have a debit card. She did. Had sex with a condom. Condom broke. Sorry, guys. It's this fucking big thing I got in between my legs. This big old thing. No, it's not that big. Slightly above average. Anyways, so I busted a condom and came because I was having sex, condom broke, and I was like, wow, pussy feels so good right now. And then when I pulled it out, all I see is like the rim of the condom, like around my dick, shredded condom. And she's like, we gotta go get the morning after pill. And that one, I remember we went to like.
That's good. Yeah, and then she paid for it.
She paid for it, yeah.
Because you just had no money.
I think I was just I was
That's crazy.
Yeah, she was definitely had more money than me. That's for sure.
I mean, I've paid for it, yeah.
I mean, I think it was a good investment because we all.
Yeah, I'm trying to think though. Okay, how many guys have
you have paid for it yourself? Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
How many times have you had to take it? How many guys have invested in not getting you pregnant?
At least 4.
And it's crazy because you've only had sex with like 5 guys.
5 guys. And I got pregnant. No.
That one, yeah.
And I'm currently pregnant.
That's wild.
Yeah, at least 4, if not more. But I think 4. But it's not even like, this is the thing though. Like, I feel like it's not because they're like blowing loads inside me. Like, that's not a thing. It's usually because like we are like overreacting or a condom broke or something like that.
Yeah.
It's so rare that it's because they blew a load inside me. It's so rare that that's the reason why. 2
of the times that I've had to get girls morning after pills was
condom broke.
No, being on acid and not even knowing my dick was coming. Kind of. So,
was it ever a choice where you're like, we'll just get the morning after pill?
I think so.
I think I've had that once. But a lot of the times we were just like,
come inside me. Like, I don't know if I should. It's like Shoppers Drug Mart. It's like 5 minutes away.
Well, ew, you say that during sex?
No, she said that.
That's gross.
No, I'm just kidding. It was a joke for the podcast. We're trying to. This is a comedy podcast. You forgot.
I forgot. Well, then fuck it. I'll just kill myself.
You break my equipment. I don't deserve to talk into this microphone. You just break it.
One of the times I found out that my ex was like cheating. He like I went to his phone, but I couldn't find anything quick enough or something. Or I think I just like looked at his phone, and he had like such a guilty conscience from it. It was like literally like nothing. And he blew up at me, and he was like, and he took my fingerprint off because I was on his phone. And then like 3 days later, a girl messaged me and was like, just so you know.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh.
The heat was on, yo.
Yeah, but of course.
He heard the sirens coming?
It's
the cops.
I remember it was like nothing. It was like I like glanced at it or something like that. Or maybe it was more than that. But in my mind, I was like, what the fuck? Like, you know what? It was so nothing. And I was like, and of course, I'm like, what did I? Yeah. Anyways, whoever wants to stop the clock for how long it took me to talk about my ex, put that on the board.
Everyone take a sip. My ex, the one that I was engaged to.
Did you ever have someone's fingerprints on?
No, but
she put her own on.
When we were first started dating, she had the password, and she like looked through my phone. Oh. And she didn't find nothing, and then she started looking through my Instagram likes, and she's like, she found stuff to be mad about.
Haven't we talked about
that? I liked on it. Was it on this or something else?
I don't know.
I think I talked about it on Jammies He Does It. Guys, check out Jammies He Does It. It's probably in episode 2.
I swear it was with me that we talked about it, because I'm like, that's crazy.
Okay, maybe it was here, but the only reason I brought it up now is because the bright side of that was me saying you can never touch my phone again, and having that reason. Yeah,
and then you were like free to cheat on her.
Who knows? Write your own history. But I'll tell you one thing: we didn't have any threesomes.
You didn't.
And
I would never. She knew about you, her, and chlamydia, maybe.
No, I have a surprisingly clean record on my dick.
You didn't have a threesome, but you did have a 10-some with all the crabs on your fucking junk.
No. I never even like thought about having a threesome with her. I think it would be weird. The thing is, like, people that have threesomes in couples, like
was this your long-term ex that did this?
This is my
So she was like a crazy person.
Yeah, they're all crazy, Hannah. They're
Yeah,
women.
she was a woman.
Exactly, pretty much.
That's it. So, like, you guys had just started dating. She was policing your Instagram likes.
Yeah.
I love how you're like all women are like that. I'm like I was so the opposite. I was fucking God's gift to
You're
men.
your own fucking madness in your own way. You're going through his phone. He's
I don't
like,
know what you're
he's
talking
like, what are
about.
you looking at? And you're like, fine, I just won't touch it. And you just break his phone on the floor. I'm an idiot. I'm the idiot. Anyways, there's some people that can have threesomes while they're in a couple, and like that's all fun. But like that girl for sure, I would think like I wouldn't even be able to have fun because I'd be like, I'm gonna be thinking she's gonna kill me. Like even if it was her idea, she's like, I brought this girl home. You can fucking, have me sit on your face while she fucks your dick or whatever. And I'd be thinking like, well, my face is covered in pussy and my dick's inside of another girl. I'd be thinking, am I gonna get fucking stabbed in the stomach at the same time when she has a mood swing while she's on top and she's like, wait a minute, why is his dick inside of another girl? Anyways, she did have a gun.
She did.
Anyways, the reason I bring it up is because I did see a post on Instagram today about the pros and cons of having threesomes with your significant other. Now, I wouldn't know anything about it. You have had threesomes with your boyfriend or girlfriend, right?
Or girlfriend.
I don't know your history. Fucking popping Plan Bs like they're fucking Mentos over there.
Yeah.
That'd be a fun commercial too. Remember the Mentos, the fresh maker, and it's like Plan B, the life maker or whatever. When it's like the baby's gonna ruin your life, and then you're having like do 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 take the Plan B, fucking return the crib. Anyways, in your experience having threesomes in a
they like falling into like a pool of freshness. You're just like falling into a pool of
no,
cum
you're thinking
in
about
that.
Nestea.
Oh.
Mentos, the fresh maker, is this one. Watch this. Guy, he's on his way to a meeting. He's nervous, whatever. He sits down on a
His
bench.
palms are sweaty.
Sits down on a bench. Oh my God, the bench was wet paint. He's wearing a blue suit. It's a white bench. Now he's got all these white stripes on his fucking the front of it. He's like, what am I gonna do? Pops some Mentos. Realizes I'm just gonna lie down on my front side on the bench. So I got pinstripes on both sides. Do 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 do. Mentos, the fresh maker.
So what's
type in promo
what's
code
the plan B
JAMEASY.
for that? You're just returning the crib? That's not that clever.
So Mentos, the fresh. No, you take. Okay.
So
So
a load has been shot inside you.
A load's been shot inside you. You look over at the guy that wants to keep it. He's a mess. He's like, he's moving his stuff into your house. He's like, I guess we're gonna be a family now. I guess we're gonna be a family now. You pop the Plan B and just throw his shit on the lawn.
I like that.
That's fun. Anyways, threesomes. You've had them in a relationship. Now, when you're in a relationship and you're having threesomes, can you think of any pros or cons off your top of your head? Because I haven't read this list yet. This is going to be as much a surprise to me as it is to you. I'm just curious what it's going to be. Do you have any pros or cons that you think will be on the list?
The pro was it was a lot of fun.
Okay.
And
I think that should be on the list.
Yeah.
You're going to enjoy it while it's happening.
Yeah.
Con, you're going to hate it when it's over.
Love to see it come, hate to see it go.
Right.
Pro.
It's going to be fun watching your boyfriend fuck another girl while he also like fingers you. Con. It's going to suck when he just fucks that girl and you're not even in the room.
Yeah.
That's your pros
that
and cons?
happened.
I'm sure that might be on the list. Okay.
No, that I would say, yeah, like the con is like he will do something that you're like, what the fuck? Like, why we didn't agree to that, or like that's shitty that you did that.
What was one of your rules in the threesome? Was he allowed?
There were no rules, but he did.
First rule, there is no rules. The pros and cons of threesomes. So pro for you was it being fun. I think the first one pretty much is that creating a new sexual experience and exploring sexual fantasies as a couple can bring them closer together.
Of course.
Did it bring you closer?
Yeah.
Con. Someone in the relationship could end up feeling neglected. One partner may be open to bringing in a third person, which could make the other partner feel inadequate or pressured to have one for the sake of the relationship. Did you ever feel pressured to have one?
No. I
There you
think
go.
I was more pressuring him, but
That's fun.
but it was always back and forth. With but like our relationship was so like insane, like sexually, like with whatever we were doing. So it was always back and forth, like who felt more pressured or who felt like they had to do this or who felt almost left behind. Always swinging back and forth between me being like more like we're gonna do this and this and that and I want to be open and this and that, and then it would like swing the other way, and then like at the end of our relationship it was like so heavily swung towards me being like I don't think I want to do this stuff anymore, and him and me being like okay well like here are some rules, and him being like it was just an unspoken thing that he was just gonna fuck whoever he wanted and lie about it. So it was like, and that I felt pressured to like let him, or else he was just gonna do it anyways. So
Were any of your new rules like one, don't pick up the phone? You know he only calls you when he's sad and lonely.
you know
Two,
what's so funny is like, yeah, I literally no one knows this, not even him. I had a piece of paper on my fridge that said don't text him, and we were still dating, and I like taped it to my fridge because I thought that's how much I was like he hates hearing from me.
three, don't let him in. You know he's gonna leave in the morning, and if you let him in, you'll have to kick him out again. I got new rules I'm counting.
Did you just come up with that?
Yeah, I call it new rules.
What are your rules?
If I had rules in a threesome,
What
it
are
would
your
be
rules
rule
for
number
your,
one.
What's your rules for your
Bring a
ex?
chick, not a dick. That would be my rule.
Nice, that's a great rule.
Yeah. I wouldn't be comfortable with a MMF
Really?
threesome. Me, no, not in the slightest. What was my
Wow.
rules for my
Pussy.
for a threesome? Yeah, rule number one, pussy. Rule number two, if you don't want me to fuck her, okay, I'm willing to negotiate, but I want to have some tag team head going on here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want some tag team head, and then one of you can
Yeah,
sit
but
on,
what's
and then
what
one of
else?
you can
If
sit
it
on my,
wasn't
and then one of you
that-
sit on my
yeah.
face while the
But
other
if
one rides your
you're-
dick.
if
You
you're
can
not-
choose. At this
if-
point, my eyes are fucking closed. At this point,
But it's also funny that you're like, if I'm not allowed to fuck her, I want tag team head. It's like, well, no shit. If you're not allowed to fuck her and she's not doing tag team head, then
Right.
what? Is she just talking to you guys?
no, I mean I want them to work as a team on my dick. I don't want because she can be
I
like,
want to hear strategy. I want to hear some
I want to see them working together. I don't
I
want
wanna
to see
hear
them like,
some
well, you suck his
plays
dick. I'm gonna
being
be up
read
here.
out.
I'm gonna be up here making out with
I
him.
want one person to be
Yeah.
to be on the mic.
And one person in the earpiece.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But what I'm saying, I know it sounds stupid, but what I'm saying is I want both of them sucking my dick at the same time. I don't want one of them making out with me because then I'm like, I want to look down and see two girls sucking my dick. That's the dream. That's the dream. That's the fantasy. The fantasy is not closing my eyes and kissing somebody while somebody else sucks my dick. I could do without the kissing.
But from what I've heard from guys, yeah, that's what they want. They
Right.
want that more than a threesome. They want tag team head.
for sure. So that's rule number one, bring a girl. Rule number two, at least both of you work together hand in hand and suck my dick.
Hand in hand.
Hand in hand. I want to see you guys holding hands too.
Birds singing, hands being held, rainbows flying, and some two mouths on my dick.
Pro number two, it could be spicy. It could spice things up. One reason a partner may want a threesome is that they're looking for some variety and want to include their partner instead of stepping out on them. It's like the saying, don't knock it till you try it. And if you don't like it, you don't have to do it again. I think that's true, but also sometimes you could open a door.
Yeah, exactly. I don't really think that's a pro.
Yeah, because the end of that one is like, you don't have to do it again, but it's like, yeah, but you're going to be thinking about it.
Exactly. And
About
you're
how
going to be
much
like,
it
oh,
sucked.
yeah. And the other person's going to be like, yeah, I loved it.
Yeah. That pro had some con in him.
For sure.
But that was a pro. But the next con is there's a chance somebody's feelings could get hurt.
Yeah.
If the rules aren't properly communicated or boundaries are crossed, one could feel negative about the encounter and form regret and resentment for doing it.
Yeah, I felt that.
Yeah.
But I won't say with what. But
That's
I
fine.
felt that. Because we're cutting that part out.
Yeah, I felt it. And unfortunately, she did too. And it was...
Graphic.
Well, cut that out. Or was that funny? Because you're laughing, but I think it was bad.
Cut it out.
Cut it out.
Or just bleep it out. My God.
Okay, I'll bleep it out and then cut to your reaction.
Yeah. That's what I keep saying. That's wild. That's so you. I said it on stage tonight. That's wild. I'm like, ugh.
I say that a lot.
Yeah. You go, that's wild, yo. If you're mad
What?
at me, if I say something you don't like, you
Oh,
go,
okay,
that's
okay.
wild.
I don't say it on stage though.
I mean, you may not.
I mean,
it's not like
like
a
come on
stage
now.
thing. Oh yeah, no, it's not
I'm
like
just saying
that.
it's not one of my go-to like.
No.
That's
It's
wild,
just
yo. But yeah, no, because I think I say it when I'm upset. I don't
With
say it about
me?
jokes. I say it
you
when
go. That's if I say
wild,
if I
yo.
do something you don't. Yeah.
like I'm like that's crazy that you just said that or did
Yes,
that.
that's crazy that you just said that. You go. That's wild, yo.
Yeah.
That's the most.
something-
That's
or-
the most
my
mad
to-
you can get. Is that's wild.
My
yo.
levels are. My levels are. Oh, that's interesting.
I feel
interesting.
like I'm in trouble right now.
That's wild. Yeah, there must be something above that's wild. But I think those are level
That's
1 and
crazy
2.
that you just said that as well.
That's crazy as well. Yeah, that's crazy that you just said that actually.
I hate it. I already feel guilty. I'm like, what did I do?
What did I say?
say?
You're like, wait a minute. What did I say that was crazy? What part of that was crazy? Pro tip number 3.
Go on.
Pro tip.
That's what I call my dick.
It can be empowering and liberating. Deciding to take such a giant leap in a sexual experimentation on their own decision can make a couple feel free.
Sure.
It can give a sense of power and freedom. I do think guys that get cucked, like it's such like a weak move. But at the same time, I'm like, but I could never do it. So am I like, is that a weakness of me? And are they strong? I'm like, that's such a weak move. Like that's such a fucking ugh. I would just be disgusted and I'd be like sad and I'd be angry. But they're like there and they're just like, I'm just enjoying my wife having a good time.
Like the cops.
That guy took her back, yeah.
Yeah. I don't think he took her back. I don't think they ever broke up. I think he was just like, wasn't he there? Wasn't he like,
Was he there?
That's
Is there a
what- I
video?
don't
Somebody
know.
told me there might be a video. Can we pull that up?
You could never do it.
I could never do it. I could never enjoy it. If I did it, if somebody was like, I'll pay you $1 million, I'd be like, okay, I'll do it. And then I'll never talk to that girl again because it's going to ruin the way I could see her.
Really?
Yeah. It'd be just,
You are weak.
yeah, it's weak of me. It's weak of me. And I also just like want to look at the girl that's mine and just be like, yeah, that's my girl. Like I wouldn't want to look at her and be like, that's it. 5 guys, girls. That's 5 guys, pussies and fries, yo.
Yeah, it's 5 Guys Girls. It's the owner of 5 Guys Girls.
Yeah, no, I couldn't do it. But you have something to say about cuck queens, don't you?
We're God's gift to men.
There you go.
But I know why I did it. Like I did it because I was like, you're trying to be the cool girl. You're trying to be like, I felt like he's going to cheat on me anyway. So I'm going to get ahead of it. And then I'll be like, but then like
I can't see. So to relate that to me, if I ever felt like a girl was going to cheat on me, I'm not going to be like, so I want to get ahead of it and just be like, why don't you just fuck a guy in front of me? Like that makes me feel so disgusted inside. But hey, if you're into it, good for you.
But
And
you also think
you're
that-
strong, independent
yeah,
man
I
or
don't
woman.
know. It's just like difficult. Like, I don't know, because I wasn't faking it. Like, you know, so there are pros and cons. That's the thing. Like even to whatever, there's pros and cons.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, speaking of pros and cons, con number 3, it could show selfishness. Like, for example, a man may be willing to bring in another woman, but not another man. Selfish. This could leave their partner feeling left out. Discussing sexual wants and needs can form judgments, so couples should consider what to do if that happens. So I'll tell you this. If a girl's like, I'll make you a deal. I'll let you have 1 threesome a month for the year with women, but you just have to let me have 1 threesome the whole year
You
with
would
a
still
guy.
say no.
I would say, I'm breaking up with you for even bringing that idea to me.
Yeah, I would say I'm calling the police.
No, you know what I would say?
I'm putting
'Kay.
you in a mental institution because you must have lost your damn mind.
Exactly. Because I would like to say this would be a mean thing to do, but I don't even think I could do it because I'm not a good actor. I'd say, sure. We go have
and
one
then in
guy. We have
December,
one.
she's like,
we have-
time for the
And then,
and then
I'm
you
like,
break up with her. Wow, you're actually the
But
worst
I
person in the
I
world.
couldn't even do that because I'm such like a bad actor that I'm like I couldn't even pretend that I'm gonna be okay with that.
You're shit.
I'm shit at giving a girl I love male.
But then so
female
you're just okay
threesomes.
with never having a threesome because you could never offer the opposite.
That's not a thing. There's plenty of guys that have had threesomes without having the opposite.
Yeah,
You're like,
they're bad
there's only
people.
one
They're
way
bad
to work.
people.
That's not true.
Yes,
That's
they
not true.
are.
I think you're crazy to think that it's I'm not
A two-way street.
Yeah, that is a two-way street. There is one-way streets, and I know you haven't driven in a while,
everyone hates them. They're so annoying.
but no, there's some girls that are cool with it
The
too.
worst streets.
I think there's some girls that would actually hate to see their guy bend the knee to the fact that he's letting another guy touch his girl.
Bend the knee. That's insane.
Like that shows weakness. I think letting another guy touch your girl,
It shows strength.
let alone be
that
inside
you're
of her.
confident.
It can
in
show
your
both.
relationship
It can show
and
both.
yourself.
It can show both. I'm not gonna argue with that. I'm not gonna argue with like if people that can enjoy it both ways. I'm like good for them. That is strong of them. But if you're genuinely not enjoying it because you hate the thought of another guy touching your girl, then it's like, yeah, I think you got to put your foot down and say I can't do it. Cut it. You need to cut it.
Your prices are too high. You need to cut it. Pretty impressed I know that, huh?
Is that what it is? Your prices are too high. You need to cut it.
I think so.
Or is that like the Walmart fucking remix?
It might be. That might be the white people.
We're rolling
Walmart.
back prices. You need to cut it.
Isn't it your prices are too high?
No,
You
it
need
might
to
be.
cut
It might be. He might be talking about drugs.
Oh yeah,
Do
probably.
you know the 10 crack commandments?
No.
I know.
Off by heart.
No, I know. Never get high on your own supply.
Oh, it's a song. I thought
Yeah,
these
it's
were
the
just
10
the
crack
commandments that crackheads live by. I'm like, I don't think they have any rules. To
Pull
be
up the 10
honest.
crack commandments. We'll close with 10 crack commandments. And
Okay.
it was a song by a guy named the Notorious B.I.G. Have you ever heard of him? He also went by Biggie. Biggie, you know me. No, Biggie, can't you see? My
Did he have any
remix
hits?
when I was in grade 5 was my name's JCC. Yeah, you know me. I could kick your ass so easily, but I don't hit girls because that's my policy. Picture me at 10 years old rapping that. My name's JCC. Yeah, you know me. I could kick your ass so easily, but I don't hit girls because that's my policy. Funny enough, I accidentally kicked a girl in the head that year when I was jumping.
You're like, and I got my ass kicked.
Oh no! It was like it wasn't a fight. It was like I was jumping over you know, in the portables, they have like a little staircase to like. So I jumped off the staircase, and there was a girl like standing on the edge of the staircase that I didn't see, and I accidentally clipped her with my foot.
Oh my god! Now the first word of this song is something I can't say.
Yeah, just look up the commandments, not the whole song.
Okay.
There was probably like a Google image that just had them written down as if they were.
Oh, like that.
Like it's like that, eh? It's like this and that and like this and it's like this. But who gives a fuck about hoes? So just chill to the next episode. If we're still talking.
Are they actually gonna like write them in a way that I can? Oh, here we go. Ooh, no. What do you think number 1 is?
Don't get high on your own supply.
No, not even. Wait, is this by B.I.G.? Yeah, that's not even one of them.
What? Let me see this. Can I see it?
That's not one.
Can I see it?
Number 1, never let anyone know how much money you have.
Trap facts.
Absolute facts.
Yeah, no, but not even just in crack, in like life. Like, don't let people show
That's
how much
true.
money you have.
I
Because
know.
if they're like friend or enemy, it's just like, for one, it's not nice to show off. And then also, people will bad mind you. You know what bad mind is?
Evil eye.
Pretty much, yeah.
Never let anyone know your next move.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Never trust anyone. Oh, number 4, never use what you sell. What a dumb way of saying that.
Yeah.
This is like the whitest way you can say it.
Never
Like,
use what you sell, guys.
the most politically like articulate, like, never use what you sell. You're like, don't get high on your own supply. Well, if you want to put it like that. I didn't say that. Never sell where you live. Don't Don't shit where you eat.
Mm-hmm.
Never take credit. No IOUs.
Yeah, that's true too.
Keep your family and business completely separate. That also sounds like don't shit where you eat.
One's don't sell where you live. One's keep family and business separate. I think it's two different things because you could be an individual selling where you live with no family, and then you could also have like a cousin or a brother that you don't live with involved in your business where it's like you don't want that because when they come up short, you want to tax them the same way you would any other one else, or kill them if you have to.
Never
Sometimes-
keep any cocaine on you. Is this song about crack or cocaine?
No, it's about crack, and they're saying don't keep any cocaine on you while you're selling crack.
Why?
It's the 10 crack commandments.
I'd like some context for that one.
I'd also like some cocaine for that one.
I
want to measure
mull it
out.
over with a line of cocaine.
I want to see if that one makes a little more sense with a little cocaine on me.
I'm like, oh, I get it.
I want to go hit a corner with some crack to sell.
Is it because like it's
and
a
some
higher
coke?
charge to have like two drugs?
Maybe.
Or like people are more likely to rob
Look
you?
that up.
If you aren't being arrested, stay away from police. Well, no shit. This is a good life lesson
what?
for anyone.
If you're being arrested, stay away
If you aren't being arrested.
You yelled it out like you didn't just say if you are being arrested.
I said aren't. If you aren't being arrested. If you aren't being arrested.
I mean, like, check the tape. Beast.
I can, beast. If you beast being arrested. If you aren't beast. If you aren't being arrested, stay away from police. I mean, that's
Why is that obvious?
I use that rule in my own fucking life.
What?
And I also love
What's
people.
the rule? If you
Stay
aren't
away from police.
being arrested.
Obviously.
Like, I mean, like, yeah.
But it's so obvious too. It's like also if you are being arrested, then you can't avoid it.
Right.
It should just be like avoid police. Like and
Yeah, that's
also
so
and
weird.
then in
What a way to
brackets
put
say
it.
no shit.
Mm.
Like obviously. Like police are not your friends. Keep this in mind. HR is there to protect the company and police are there to protect themselves. Something like that.
Something like that.
All I can say is don't trust HR, don't trust the police.
That's coming from a white woman in Oshawa.
Well, that's why. Because poor people, guess what? Black people aren't treated well, neither are the poors.
That's a topic for another day.
Yeah.
So before we go, I think it's a nice way to just round it out and just say, how did you decide to not kill yourself?
I
Still thinking about it?
I think about it every day.
Do you actually?
Not every day.
Once a week?
Sure.
But and how would you do it?
Now I would hang myself. For sure I would hang myself.
Don't do that, please. Like I have a very soft spot for people that hang themselves, and I remember
What a way to word it. I have a soft
like
spot
I
for
like
people
like
that hang
the thought of
themselves.
it like it really fucks with me.
I know, but usually when you say I have a soft spot for something, it means you're like you have a weakness for it.
I do,
You're like,
like-
aw.
No, not aw, like
When
oh.
people hang themselves, you go, oh, I love that.
No,
How
like-
do you do it? He hung himself? Oh,
I'm like no.
cute.
I'm like no, man, that's wild. That's crazy.
That's wild.
That's crazy. No,
That's crazy.
when I saw the happening, there's one scene where like they're driving through a street and a bunch of people are hanging themselves off trees. And when I walked home from the movies that day, I couldn't even go up the sidewalk, like, because I could have went through
Because you thought a bunch of people would have hung themselves from how bad the happening was.
Heyo, Mark Wahlberg, you piece of shit.
Stop making shit movies, M. Night Shyamalan. He's got a new one out. I watched 2
What's it
seconds
called?
of the trailer. Who cares?
It wasn't good.
No, I watched 2 seconds of the trailer. I was like, oh yeah, this is gonna be the same old
Did
shit.
you see the lady in the water?
Garbage.
The one guy that's working out one arm the whole movie, and then somehow like that comes into play later on.
Yeah.
Thank God he's got this massive arm.
Stupid.
I don't even remember anything about that movie, but I just remember it being stupid as fuck. But M. Night Shyamalan, man, he hit on a couple early.
Yeah.
The Sixth Sense. What else?
Rewatched The Sixth Sense recently. Holds the fuck up. It holds up.
I remember liking Unbreakable when I was younger, but I don't know if it's like a banger, like as good as Sixth Sense. And then he had a different.
Unbreakable was good. I not as recently as The Sixth Sense, but I watched it recently. It was good. I liked Unbreakable. Like, there's always like a little bit where you're like, okay. Like even at The Sixth Sense, there was a few things that was like, okay, this is so like, but yeah, whatever. It's from so long ago. So, but yeah, now it's just garbaggio.
Yeah. So M Night Shyamalan just quit. No, actually, I honestly think if you get me in the writers' room with you, we can make some gold happen. I'll handle everything, and you just handle the twist at the end.
Nice.
That's what I told my ex-wife too.
Hmm.
I don't have an ex-wife. That was the twist.
That's the twist.
Thanks for watching, guys. You can follow me at James. I mean, you can follow me at Jam_Easy, but I am James Jam Easy Cummins, and you can follow Hannah Veldoon at
Hannah.Veldoon. Pretty much everywhere.
You have anything fun coming up that people should stay tuned for?
I'm gonna be in Alton Mills, so if you know where that is, come check me out.
Sick.
This won't drop by this. I'm doing it on Saturday, so
I could try and get it out tomorrow, but
I'll have just recently bombed in Alton Mills, so if you're there, I'm sorry.
And when's the horror thing starting?
The horror thing? I think it's been started. I've been doing it, man.
Sorry, it was called Wholesome, or whatever. When is Thoughts and Prayers starting?
The horror thing. And when are you doing your hoary thing?
When are you whores getting together to fucking talk about horror shit?
I don't know.
Stay tuned for that live date as well.
Week.
Yeah. All right. I'll cut that out.
Why? That's funny.
Okay. No, I thought it would be good to promote it, but if it doesn't have a date. Peace.